Step to the table with a plan in hand. Roulette ATM, yeah, we understand.
What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the Roulette ATM Lab, where we show you how to become professional gamblers using the game of roulette as your own ATM. Rightio, guys, I've got prepared down here in my session plan book a session for you guys today where we're going to be winning $500. And basically, this is going to be using a $2,000 bankroll. I've written down 10 strategies here that we're going to play, and I'm going to jump in and I'll show you guys exactly how to be able to use the game as an ATM, um, and make the most of using the plan that we have here, the notes that we got written down, unit sizes, and basically our target profits for each of these strategies to be able to reach our $500 target. So first of all, if you haven't already, make sure you check in the description. I'm going to leave a link where you guys can actually play and try these strategies out online. That's the same place where I play. Fantastic place to be able to play. Has a bunch of options when it comes to different roulette games, RNG style, um, slot style roulette as well, and obviously all your other gambling thing related things. But yeah, let's get into this video, and we're going to use our starting unit size of $5. But we're gonna do a bit of an interesting way of progression as we go through these strategies. So um, our first strategy we're going to play is middle board strategy here. And so we're basically just looking to pick up $50 and move on from this strategy. And we're gonna start off strong, but remember we only got a $2,000 bankroll, so we're gonna play smart. Considering that $5 unit sizes for a $2,000 bankroll is a little bit larger than what you'd recommend for this particular strategy. So we're at $30 session profit. So rather than leaving the bets at $10 there, we're going to lower these now to 5 as we raise them after that first loss. So we only need one more hit here, and then we'll be on our road. So right, yeah, that gets us to 60. So write that down in the plan book. Um, and now we're going to jump in here, but we're going to go back to $1 units here. So I'm using a mix of different unit sizes for these strategies, depending on sort of what the payouts are, and how we're going to manage these bets as we go through here. So ultimately, the target profits are the individual targets for these bets, but essentially the way we're going to play it is we're just aiming to get to our target per strategy. So the unit sizes are more of a reflection of what it takes to get to that target profit for each of these strategies. So $2,000 bankroll, and we're in a pretty good position at the moment. So we're going to take that first one out, and what we're going to do is we're just going to raise all of these next ones. So raise them all to $2. So 29. Rightio, fantastic. It's 26. That gets us to 91. So pretty well, right on par where we need to be. But we'll go for one more hit here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to lower these ones now down to 1, and I'll leave these other ones the same. So go for one more hit, and then we'll see where we're at profit-wise. But it should be more than enough to be able to move on. So there we go, 18. So right on par. We've got $50 on those first two strategies. Right, yeah, so let's write that down, 105. Now we're going to have a look at the history board here. Yep, right here. So we're going to use a $5 unit here, and I'm going to play these numbers out. And like I said, looking to pick up another 50 here. 12. That's not helping us. No worries. We'll just raise these all by 1 unit. 9. No worries. And we'll just raise them again by 1 unit, essentially here. And if we get into any trouble here, we'll show you how we manage our hedging as we go through this. Right, yeah, it's a 7 again. No worries. So I'm going to raise them again. And if we don't hit anything here, I'll show you how we're going to manage our way through recouping our profit. So 33, right here, we got the one there. It gets us just under where we started. So I'm going to take this one off. I'm going to leave these next ones the same for now. We'll go for another hit here. Right at 36. No worries. And we'll raise that one by 5. These by 1. And we'll see if we don't get a hit here. I'll throw in a hedge bet just to slow down the process as we go through here now. Right here. So I'm going to raise this, and we're going to hedge with this side of the board and the center of the board. Now I've chosen this section of the board because we're already covering the teens in the on the lower side of the board. So we're hedging the high side of the board at the moment, and we're not looking to make profit with this hedge. We're just looking to slow down the amount of loss. But now we're treating these like individual bets, so we will raise these as we go right here. So it gets us to 120, and now what we'll do is we're just going to remove these off the board essentially, and we're going to go and try and get our hedge bets back now. So sometimes they work out fantastic. Sometimes you play them like this, but it's no real drama. So right here, what we'll do now is we're just going to raise this one here. This will get us back to even if we can win this one. As for the 10, we'll leave that one the same and go one last spin here. Right here, 14, that's going to win the 10. So essentially we can remove that one now. That basically clears that one back to even. And now what we're going to do is we'll raise this one to 100. Remember, we've got a $2,000 bankroll here, so we're not in an awful lot of trouble. So I'll get this one back. Right here. So that's just even now where we would have been. So 152 after that second strategy, and just recouping the hedges. So sometimes the hedge bets work out fantastic. Sometimes you'll have to play them out individually as well. But basically, they work well. I don't recommend throwing them in too early until if you get a little bit deeper into the progression. So let's just write that down. We're at 552 now. Fantastic. Right here. Now we're going to play our next strategy here. We're going to be using $2 units for this strategy. So I'm going to play these numbers on the board, and like I said, $2 units. So we'll play this out. We got a hit straight off the bat. Right here. Fantastic. That'll get us $50 profit. Perfect. So now we can move straight on. We're at 202. And now we're going to go with another strategy, and same unit sizes. We're going to use $2. Um, oops. So we're going to use $2 again for the strategy, and yeah, basically just looking to get to another $50 in profit here. Rightio. So we lost that first one. We're just going to raise it now by another two units. Rightio. No worries. So we're just going to chuck two out on here. And like I said, I'll be displaying a little bit different recovery strategies as we go through these. Right here. So we'll go for one last spin here now. If we don't get this spin, what I'll do is I'm going to implement another hedging strategy that I use when we're covering these numbers. Right here, 24. There we go. We got the hit. So we don't need to do the strategy. So we're at 270. Fantastic. Right here. Now going to our next strategy. Let's take a look at the board here. Right here. I'm going to play this strategy down the lower side of the board. And we're going to keep the units the same at $2. So we'll play these out. Radio 2. Should have stuck on that low side of the board. No worries. So now we're just going to add another row here. All at 2. Oops, there we go. And now we're just going to raise them. So $4 on each of these. Radio 1. No worries. We're just going to double this now. So fairly large bet out there, but we'll just manage this as we go, as we do. 17, right here. That's $208 profit. So that actually helps us. That works us to almost $2 shy of $200 profit there. So big leap, big leap. Rightio. So let's go with a bit of momentum here. We've got a 17. So I want to play. I want to play on that momentum there. So I'm going to throw these out there for now, and I'm going to raise these. So essentially $24 on the center dozen, $2 on these other two. Right here, 28, not quite. So just raise these now. Hopefully we get another center. Center doesn't hit, no. Or any of these other numbers we have here. Right, yeah, no worries. So now we're just going to raise it by what we started with. So 2 on these. Right, yeah. Go again. 15. Right, yeah. 120. Gets us. It's not awful lot, but we're going to take it. 392. Still got a few more strategies to play here, so we're in no trouble at all. Right, yeah. We're going to have a look. We're at 15, 9. Right, yeah. Let's play this higher side of the board here. And we'll play these out, and I'm going to use $2 units here for the strategy. Just pick up a few dollars. 16. Radio, no worries. So we're going to raise the units here, and I'm also going to add these streets. So $2 on these streets. Now we're going to double up and looking to get a hit on these splits. Alrighty, 7, no worries at all. And now we're just going to add, we go 7, so now we're going to add $1 to these ones here. And we're going, sorry, let me just double it first. And now I'm going to add $1 to all of these ones. Rightio. So a bit of a different progression here. 21. Right, it gets us a split, gets us to 443. Yeah, rightio. I'll take it. I'm going to take it because we've still got a few more strategies and we're pretty close to our target. So rightio. I'm going to play. Let's play this side of the board here. I'm going to use $2 units as well. I'm going to use $2 units. So raise that to 2. And now we're just looking to get our, basically pick up $57. Will get us to our target profit. So rightio, no worries. Let's just raise those. 23, that's going to hit one of the streets. It's only an $8 profit, but no worries. We're just going to remove it off the board now, and we'll just play these remaining ones here. So 29, that'll work fantastic. 108, and that gets us to 539. So um, there we go. We've hit our target profit. We picked up an extra $39. So overall, we made $539 in this session, playing a mix of these different strategies. And you notice I use $5 units in the first one to get an early hit. Got a fairly large board coverage, but the main thing you want to be able to work out when you're creating your plans. And that's what makes it so sufficient is when I'm using this my Roulette ATM Lab session plan book, is that you can really break down each of these strategies and each of these targets that you need to hit to get to your win goal. So looking at and understanding what each payout for each strategy is what really helps you do the math to work out what's going to be a suitable unit size to get to the target. Um, so that's essentially how you work it out. But yeah, ultimately, the plan is a key. It takes out a lot of the randomness, helps you, takes out that mental fatigue when it comes to playing. And if you do get into a little bit of dry streak, at least you've got a bit of guidance on the board. And if you need to, take a reduced loss in a certain strategy, you can always pick up more by adjusting the unit sizes in your next strategy. And also, if you've already got the math written down in front of you, or if you just add, you know, a unit, it should, whatever that adds up to for that target, you can just double that essentially, when it comes to getting back to a profit, session profit. So, rather than sitting in one strategy, um, entering into that mental fatigue of just chasing and chasing and chasing, allows you to be able to, check your plan, go, right here, it's no worries. I know on average this strategy usually recovers by the seventh spin. No worries, I'm going to move on, play my next strategy. But because now I've got the opportunity, I'm going to raise these units essentially to recoup what I lost in the last one and put us in a better position moving forward. So, that's the beautiful thing about having these plans and very well structured. And obviously, doing the practice, you learn what the payouts are for each of the strategies. You learn what the average recovery depth usually is. So yeah, ultimately, guys, I'll leave a link in the description. Make sure you check that. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.